Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a performance review on these fucking things. These are so cool, I can't even believe it. But this is the Jordan CP3.12. Now before we get started, just a quick word from our sponsor. The good people over at Wotokol decided to sponsor this video. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us keep the lights on, even the colored ones. Actually, those are probably the cheapest ones to run. Those are LEDs, but that's besides the point. And what Wotokol is promoting right now is these guys right here. This is the Peak Tai Chi. We actually have done a review on these shoes before, but it was on the Alita Battle Angel colorway, which you can check out right over here. And they asked if we would be interested in promoting the Tai Chi because they are on sale right now. And I actually really like the shoe, so of course I said yes. Now these guys right here are two of the many colorways that they have. There's all black versions, there's all white versions, there's even a clean little pink one. They do go down into smaller sizes as well, so if you are a small footer or you just happen to be a lady, you can also enjoy these things, no problem. Now if you guys checked out our previous review, you might remember this is what I have dubbed the most comfortable shoe of 2019. These things are ridiculous underfoot, it's insane. Boost level, I'd say maybe a little bit more than that, and if you don't believe me, you just have to try them out. I don't know what else to tell you. The midsole on these guys is what Peak is calling its intelligent P4U cushioning, and the material is a self-adapting type of foam. What they've done is provided us with this weird kind of stuff right here, and this is actually supposed to help represent what the material is actually made out of. So when you're wearing the shoe casually, it's very just kind of malleable, it moves, it goes with the flow. But when you happen to apply some pressure, it's actually very bouncy. So again, the material underfoot is supposed to adapt to your movements. It is a performance shoe, but you can wear it as a lifestyle shoe. I think that these are actually really cool looking. The material itself is a nice knitted upper. It's not too stretchy, but it also conforms really nicely with your foot. You got a traditional kind of nylon eye stay area for lacing. And then right at the heel, you have a TPU heel clip to kind of keep everything stable. At the midfoot, there's also a midfoot shank plate. It offers plenty of torsional support, while the outsole is a web-like pattern for additional stretch and flex without restricting any type of movement. Now, if you're interested, they do fit true to size, so whatever you normally wear in any US-based sneakers, that's exactly what I would order in these guys if you happen to want to try them out. Speaking of trying them out, they are on sale, so they were marked down to $89. Then if you buy more than one, each pair becomes $69, which is actually a pretty good deal. They also give you discounted shipping the more that you buy, so again, it's kind of like a better deal all the way around. And that takes care of it for these guys. Again, most comfortable shoe on or off court of 2019, at least so far. And with that being said, let's get into the actual video. The traction on these was amazing. I cannot stress that enough. It was awesome from start to finish. I was very surprised. These things have a weird screech to them, so if you like sound within your traction, these guys actually have that. It's a very aggressive sounding screech as well. To me, traction sounding like that doesn't matter. Like, they could squeak, they could be quiet, doesn't mean that you're getting good or bad traction either way. These guys though, they just happen to have really good traction, especially in the forefoot section. It was awesome. I feel like you're wearing like a race car tire on your feet. It's just, no matter what you're doing and where you're going, these things got you covered. The cushion doesn't sound impressive. It's just a Phylon midsole with a 4-foot Zoom Air unit. However, it just felt really good, man. They were so comfortable. I couldn't believe it. It felt like an Air Jordan 13 in the front, and I don't really use the back of the shoe, so I didn't notice anything really, which is a good thing, because sometimes they could feel real clunky, and these guys just happen to not. So what you're gonna get out of something like this is you're gonna get a lot of court feel with some minor impact protection. Again, something very similar to the Air Jordan 13, Air Jordan 14, so if you like that kind of feeling in your shoes, you're probably gonna like these. And the best part is that they don't break the bank. The retail alone is just $100, which is really good. Nobody's buying these things though, so they're gonna go on sale so fast. It's gonna be crazy. Like, as soon as these things hit like $69, man, I'm telling you, man, that's a steal. That's just a steal. Now the materials on these guys, again, for $100, kind of crazy, is Flyknit, and not like cheap, crappy Flyknit. This is like Air Jordan 29 type of Flyknit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know that knitteds are cheap and all that stuff to manufacture, which is why they're moving in that direction, but it's still awesome to have something that fits and feels this good on a shoe this priced. Now, in addition to the Flyknit, they got a lot of synthetics in the heel and the medial side right here. Now, what that section actually does is add a little bit of structure to the Flyknit upper, so it's not so flimsy. It does add a little bit of weight, but the shoe is so lightweight as it is that you're not going to notice. And so far so good in terms of durability. I haven't had any issues. They are dirty and they do have some fraying right there and stuff like that from when I get stepped on, but it's nothing crazy. It's pretty much what happens with any shoe that is made out of this type of material. Now, as far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size, so that's what I would recommend. Wide footers, try them on in store just in case. There was some pinching right here at the base of the shoe that what I had like when I first tried them on. I thought I wasn't even gonna get to be able to really play in these. Because of that, it just really hurt, but for whatever reason, as soon as I started running around in them, it just opened up, it broke in super nice, super fast. On top of that, it was like one game, I don't even remember wearing the damn things. It's crazy. Like these things were just super comfortable all the way around. Underfoot, overfoot, all that kind of stuff. It was great. This is exactly what you want out of a basketball shoe, actually. You want something that when you put it on, you lace up, you go, and you don't notice anything. I don't notice myself slipping. I don't notice myself wiping the soles. I don't notice my feet aching. None of that stuff. Like, they just were great. The overall lockdown was solid as well. I really loved how that forefoot that bothered me at first felt once tied up. The layers, the overlays, the loops, all that stuff. It just felt really close to my foot, and I love snug fits right here in the forefoot section, and that's exactly what they gave me. Now, one quick thing to note, if you just happen to need it, there are 3 additional lace loops right down there, so you can move those laces down, get a more tight fit at the midfoot area. I didn't need that personally, but some people, maybe if you have like a super narrow foot, you might want to utilize that, but it is there just in case. Now, the support on the shoe, nothing fantastic, but it's got everything that you need, nothing that you don't. There is an internal shank plate. You can't see it, but it is in there. The base of the shoe is fairly wide. It's not got like a really crazy exaggerated outrigger, but they also did not need it. And then the platform that they use is nice and stable as well. I just had a great time playing in these things. The heel contains fairly well. It doesn't have like a super strong heel counter or anything like that. It's actually pretty flimsy if you hold it in hand, but it worked really well, so I have no real complaints. And that pretty much takes care of it for the Jordan CP3.12. This was a surprise hit in my opinion. I wasn't expecting much of anything. I actually wasn't even expecting the shoe. I thought that Chris Paul's line got kind of secretly or silently canceled, but it didn't. So this might be the last one. We don't really know. All I know is if it is the last one, they kind of went out with a bang. Not only did they drop the price a lot, but they just kind of came out and gave you a no nonsense, no frills, solid performance shoe that's got a little bit of everything, which I think is great. And again, once these things start getting discounted, man, it's like, yo, just go grab a pair, try them out. It's not going to cost you too much, and then hopefully you actually like them. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you need any more information, all you got to do is click the link in the description box below. It'll head you over to WearTesters.com, where you can find out their price, their weight, and their performance scores. If you've been playing in the Jordan CP3.12, I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave them down below in the comment section. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
How you describe the fit for these is exactly what I want whenever I put on my running shoes.
You just slide in, you're good. But yeah, no, I think that it's an underrated thing on a basketball shoe or any sport shoe where they do exactly what they're supposed to do, but yet you don't notice that they're doing it. Like, that's something, like if we're gonna talk about like the Dame, right? Stability in that shoe is amazing, but you notice that it's very stable because they're very wide. You know, like that platform is very just, and you know, same thing with like the KD12. That's a good shoe, but they're a little bit on the slim side.
A little bit.
Like, no, I'm not talking about the way that they fit. I'm talking about the overall shape of the shoe.
Yes.
They're very narrow. They're very like almost one-to-one with an actual foot. And when you're wrapping a foot in something unnatural, that's a little weird feeling. So for me personally, like I would like playing something more like the Dame, even though it's a little bit too exaggerated, over something like the KDs, even though they're both great shoes. But it's just that my preference, that's why I like the Currys a lot, because they always focus a lot on stability. But then again, that's a shoe where you notice maybe the cushion's not as good and stuff like that because he's looking for something a little bit different. So it's great when you have a shoe like this, when it's got a little bit of everything, and when you put them on, you're just like, okay, man, I'm just getting buckets, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, or you're dropping dimes or whatever it is that you're doing out on the floor, you're doing it, and you're doing it efficiently without a single care in the world. You're not like, I think something's digging in my foot, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you'd think that it's common sense, like, make a shoe. That's great. It's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like,
apparently so.
Yeah, because I mean, they're making so much different product. They want each product to be unique in and of itself.
Well, and then it goes to not everybody has the same foot. So maybe for somebody, that one shoe that you're like, I can't stand at this part,
it might be
perfect.
Great for someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, so like if we're, shameless plug, if we're gonna talk about the best basketball shoes of the year so far, you know what I mean? Like, that's a thing where, like, you got to make it well-rounded. I try my best to let people know, like, hey, this is my favorite shoe.
Yes.
but all of these right here are great for different reasons. And I think that they're so well-rounded that, you know, a Dame is great for wide footers, a KD is great for narrow footers, and it's just, we try, or I try, hopefully it comes off that way. Sometimes people like to be like, oh, you're biased or whatever, and it's like, well, I like what I like, my preferences are my preferences, but I try to, you know, let everybody know what the shoe offers. I swear this is a surprise. When I even saw these, I'm just like, whatever, another CP3.
Right.
You know, like I just didn't care. Like I really didn't care. I almost didn't want to play in them.
Well, I thought for sure when you had gone out to play your first one that you were going to come back and be like, I didn't even make it through.
That's what I thought because of that thing right here.
Yeah.
And I was, as soon as I started moving around throughout like my warm-up, start under the rim so I don't really move. But then once I get up to like the elbow line of the elbow of the free throw line, then I start to like really flex the shoe. And for whatever reason through that, it was already like, I was like ready to play. And I was like, well, that's weird.
That's
you know?
nice.
It's very nice, but it was super weird because normally like that warm-up is kind of where I'm like, maybe I should tighten it here or loosen it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to like adjust things. These are a surprise, man. I just can't believe it. It's such a cheap shoe, like all things considered. You know what I'm saying? It's a Jordan brand shoe. I get that it's Chris Paul's shoe, but it's still a Jordan brand shoe, and it's a good performance shoe. It retails for $100 as soon as they get hit on discount, man.
Well, that'd be pretty awesome. Say this is his last shoe. We don't know. I don't know.
Me neither, but to go out on a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the Mellow 13, I think was it? And I think that was the one that I liked the way that they looked, but I hated how they played. And yeah, so, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Even the Jordans, like the flagship shoes, you know, like the 33s kind of f***ed up my feet a little bit, but the 33 SE,
Yes.
solid shoe. So